Yo, what's good guys, I'm Fire here back from the video, and today we're going to be hopping into another defense in Madden 22 that I like to use against some of the more popular formations in the game, like bunch, tight end, and bunch. I don't know why this controller just turned off. It literally just got new batteries. But we're going to be running a cover 3 cloud. I've been in the nickel normal a lot recently. If you watch the gameplays, that's what we've been running. And of course, in the last couple of defensive schemes, we have been talking over the nickel normal formation and going over some of the match coverage plays I like in it. Like I mentioned, we're going to run the cover 3 cloud that appears on your right side of the screen. Cover 3 cloud, pretty simple. We're going to show you guys some of my favorite adjustments, zone drops, pretty much go over everything with this formation. So generally what you're going to do is with your cover 3 side, have that on the wide side, cover 2 on the right. If you want, just turn auto flip on, pretty simple. Of course, when you're running nickel normal, you can get these safeties at linebacker if you want, so that's exactly what I'm personally going to do. I like having safeties at linebacker, so we're going to do that. And yeah, let's jump straight into it. One more thing, we're in the 4-6 defensive playbook before you guys comment. So 4-6 on defense, playbook I've been running recently. All right, so coming out on the field, the first thing that you're going to want to do is generally base align your defense. Base aligning should go ahead and move some of these guys in. You can also baseline and pinch if you want to have a press coverage. A lot of people are running that recently, especially against this bunch, so I would probably just go ahead baseline and pinch your defense, which again, I like nickel normal a lot because it like a lot of these formations, it makes everything kind of look the same. So your nickel normal will look the same if you're running cover 4, cover 6, cover 9, whatever, as long as it does the cover 3. So everything looks the same. He's not going to have any tells for which play you're running. So that's the first step. The second step is to really I'm just going to go over some of the things in this defense that I like. And one of the things I like is this cover 2 side. Now, a lot of times when you see different cover 3 cloud type defenses, what you see is this guy on a deep half zone like this. And this will mean that it's a regular cover 2. So if they were to run a verticals play, what you could be susceptible to happening is them potentially running it like this and throwing it outside very easily, even on the short side of the field. So it doesn't matter if it's on the short side, they still can fit that in a lot of times. So, but when you notice you're in this particular play, you see we have a deep third on that side. So, and again, we'll probably turn B not into a hard flat. We'll probably have him at a cloud flat type thing, but we'll just run that same play again, and you will see it's a lot more difficult to throw that. You really just cannot throw it, and it's relatively intercepted every single time, pending you get agged, which is definitely going to happen to you. So that's why I like this cover 3 cloud a lot, and yeah, this is why I'm fine running it. So the first thing that we're going to do is probably just go ahead straight over the top for our standard coverage. Go cloud flat here. I would probably not go hard flat. And of course we can adjust these zone drops, but we'll start out just running everything kind of normal. Now, as far as the guy I like to use her in this, I actually like to use her this safety. I like to use the guy to the cover 2 side, and the reason for that is plays like the verticals play. So verticals is going to be one of the main reasons we do this, so that we can go ahead and defend RB. So we can like man up the tight end in this case, kind of lurk over. I'm not exactly sure how we got pressure there, but you can kind of see where you would probably want to use her against bunch, and it's going to be that deep crosser side because, again, vertical is one of the better plays. But overall, it's pretty good coverage. I'm not exactly sure what we did to get pressure here, but somehow, some way, we actually just got really good pressure. I actually haven't seen that too much, but hey, you definitely can get pressure setting 4. Generally, it'll be a normal 4-man rush, but I don't know what we did to deserve that, but I'll definitely take it. Maybe it's this play. Who knows? But again, the coverage adjustments we did on that play, baseline, pinch, shade over the top, and then we just man up this tight end, which is an adjustment that I would probably do a lot. You're seeing a lot more meta stuff with the tight end where he's on different post routes out of clear out, SE out a lot. As far as some of the other plays, he's on this wheel route a lot, out of verticals, different out routes. So the tight end is definitely thrown to a whole lot in this offense. And let's talk about the running back route. If you wanted an extra zone out there, what you could do is go ahead and bluff blitz everybody or one person, which I'll show next. So we'll just go ahead and snap the ball, and you see normal defense. We won't get covered there, but you see you kind of have to use it this quickly. But overall, I would recommend playing a style of defense like that. Now, so that's going to be your adjustment number 1. Shade over the top, man up the tight end, and then what I would do is put one of these guys. You can go D tackle or D end. Generally, out of nickel normal, people are throwing outside linebackers at this spot, like Khalil Mack, Micah Parsons, and then here they're putting D ends, so Dwight Freeney's, anybody who's fast over there. So you would probably be fine putting this guy on like a bluff blitz A, or putting B on a bluff blitz. You could really just do whatever, and this would probably help with that running back route if I had to guess. You see he's kind of lurking over. Now this guy's super slow, but that would be your read. And again, I'm not necessarily stuck on RB like glue in this situation, but normally you would be on top of that. I'm just kind of watching the play, which is why my user's not running stride for stride with him. So that is kind of your adjustment number one. Moving into some other things you could do, let's get into some of the zone drop stuff. Now, if I'm running zone drops, what I'm going to do here is set my flats to probably around 5 or 10 yards, I would say. So we're going to set our flats to 5-10. We're going to go curl flats like 25 or 20 in this case. So we're going to do that. What I would do is probably put X here in a hard flat zone. And again, our flats are around 5 yards. We're just going to put B in a hard flat. Now, again, curl flat would be deeper, like 20 yards. We don't have zone drops in practice mode, so I can't really show this, but just imagine he's playing like a 20 yards. And this is definitely a defense where if I'm running it like this, I want a bluff blitz out there, so we'll throw a little D tackle there. And again, you'll have probably close to 90 speed on these guys, so they won't be as unathletic as these D tackles are for Miami. And I might actually audible or switch around some of these guys out so we can actually get a better view of that. So let's switch up the play. We'll go with something like Z-Spot. And with Z-Spot, you're probably getting a look like this. And again, most of these guys should be bagged. Look at the bluff blitz. Does a pretty good job of actually sitting there. The corner out would be taken away by your zone drop to curl flat. Let's actually audible real quick, though. Get those linebackers in there. Get some more athletic players down there. I also ended up switching plays, giving us an option to call one more play, and it's going to be mesh post. Now, a lot of guys like mesh spot a little bit better. I like mesh spot a little bit better, but the reason that we like this, and another reason we actually use her on this side of the field, the right side, is because of the wheel route. It's an unguardable route. You see, you can man it up, do everything, put a zone out there. So, for example, we're just going to put B on a vert hook. We're going to man him up, and we're just on offense running it like this, and you see it really just doesn't get defended. You can really just throw it. Now, it gets kind of defended there, and that's probably because I called the wrong wheel route, but generally it's going to get open. I'm sure you guys know that. So, obviously it's kind of having to be usered. So probably what you're going to do in the situation is go with something like this, where we bluff blitz, we hard flat one of these guys, and then we just go ahead, bite the bullet, and we're going to user it with ourselves. Now, again, certain route combinations will get open against this, especially if you have to use the wheel route. So we're going to kind of work over on the wheel. You see how the hitch is open. That's where we can make adjustments. If he's going to mesh post a lot, we're not going to hard flat that extra guy, and we're probably just going to man him up. So what we can do is baseline. We're going to pinch down. And ideally, again, I'm just going to have my user take it. So we can maybe, I'm not sure who the bluff blitz defended there. I think he defended the post, so we'll run something like this. Man him up. And then again, we might set our zone drops down a little bit. Now, this was the stock play, but you see the coverage was pretty good. X would be a pass that I don't really expect him to throw there. And that would be pretty well defended. I'll show it again, just so you guys get a better idea. And out of these plays, you could also man up this guy if you want to. I just prefer manning up this player, so we'll probably man up him, set a little bluff blitz, and then you should be good to go. We'll set a little basic route combination, snap the ball, work over on Y, and then we can actually go back up to X. So we pretty much are able to defend two routes with our user still, even though we are defending that wheel route. So pretty much able to do kind of both there. So pretty good coverage there, in my opinion. Again, it's going to be kind of a guessing game between which defense you're calling, and that's honestly what you have to do this year. There's not really a universal defense that'll stop every single bunch play, unfortunately. So you do kind of just have to guess right, but kind of read his tendency, see what he's doing. Something like flood, again, we'll set up our basic type defense where we went ahead, kind of double flatted over here with this hard flat, and then we would put Jalen Phillips over here in a little bluff blitz zone. And again, they go something like this. You see we were able to defend that. We actually got the pressure again really quick. That time it was Jerome Baker. So for whatever reason, we do seem to be getting that pressure off that right side. I'm not sure. And that time, that was only a 3-man rush, so definitely was not expecting that. But again, your coverage like this, we'll go back to flood. We'll wheel the running back, and you see really all you have to defend with your user here is going to be B. RB slightly open. That's not a pass that they're really going to want to throw. It's going to be tight throws. And if you're able to force your opponent into throwing these tight throws, you really are winning in that regard, making him work for every first down. And again, you're not going to be sitting in cover 3 cloud every single play, so I know I'm saying that you can do these different adjustments, but you can also run your match coverage. I would highly recommend actually running your match coverage between these. Check out those other videos I did. One was a gameplay and one was just a normal video, but I went over the cover 6 invert and the cover 9 show two plays that I really like going to defensively. The gameplay one should be pretty helpful to you guys in seeing it against a real opponent who runs an offense. So yeah, and I know for some of those schemes, some of those match coverage schemes, what I was actually doing was I was running it flipped. So in the situation that you're running it flipped, you're actually not in a terrible position. So we'll baseline, still will pinch. If you're running it flipped, what are you going to do? Probably just use the corner out over here, I would assume. And then if you really wanted to, we could like man up the running back over here. We'd set our curl flat to like 30 yards. And then maybe we just hard flat here. And then I just take the deep route, and then I leave a little bluff blitz over here. So this would probably be my ideal coverage against something like verticals. And then, of course, if you're running it like this, put X in a little cloud flat, get him deeper. But we're not too worried about getting beat on that outside because, again, we have an outside third. So you actually could run this cover 3 cloud on this side of the field. And, again, some of these match coverage setups are like this. So that's the only reason I bring it up. So RB, again, would be defended by your zone drop. You would kind of take A. I know he's open in this situation, but again, in game you adjust those zone drops. It's going to be a little bit of a different story. So again, keep that in mind. As far as some of the other things you do, maybe we just man up the running back, curl flat him over here, bluff blitz, and then cloud flat X. So this would be an adjustment that you could go to. And then again, this would be pretty good against verticals, but against something like mesh post, you see it defends it pretty well there. Now again, I'm not sure why the curl flat matched onto a super deep route there. That can happen, but again, we would have our zone drop set in that case. So that would be a good mix of coverage. I would probably try to stick to the cover 3 cloud like this, but if you wanted to disguise it as match, you could actually flip it. But that's pretty much going to do for the video. If you guys enjoyed, drop a big thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel down below. Hit that like button as well if you want more of these videos. Let me know what you want to see next. If you want to see any defensive ebooks, I'm bringing some of those pro player schemes soon. Just waiting for the end of the tournament. So we will be bringing like 5 or 6 of those. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, it's going to do for me. Peace. I'm out of here.